The Meddlesome Meeples present the Quest Report with Matt and Richard.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman.
Blood of an Englishman. And if that had happened during the game, the giant would have won.
Yes.
Because by saying fee, fi, fo, fum, well, not saying it, but spelling it out with cards is how you win as the giant character in this game.
Now, I will say the first thing that attracted me to this game, both when I saw it on a stall at the expo and when I first heard that it was coming out, was its amazing bit of cover art.
Yeah, that
We've
does
got
like a very scary giant.
And a very tiny Jack.
Which is what you want from that, really.
Which, yeah, it's what you want in a picture of
And
the
the
giant
beanstalk.
and Jack and the Beanstalk. But I love the artwork on the box. That was the first thing that drew me to it. So we picked this up. It's a two-player game. It's a very rapid two-player game, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be.
Basically, what you've got with this game, you've got a couple of little guides for the players to remind you what your options are, how you play your particular side. Because both Jack and the Giant play very asymmetrically, don't they? They're very different options.
Yeah.
And then you take the remaining cards, which are Beanstalk cards and Treasure cards, and you shuffle them, and they go into 5 stacks of 10 each.
Yeah.
And essentially, the Jack is trying to steal the treasures. Now, there's 2 copies of each treasure, the goose, the harp, and the gold, mixed into those stacks. He is trying to get a sequential set of 6 Beanstalk cards. And they don't have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do they? It could be 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
They've got numbers 1 to 9 on them.
Yeah.
And you just need to have 6. So
you start with a low number and you go up.
yeah, you don't want to start with 5.
You're making your life very difficult for yourself.
Yeah.
So you've got to get them in the right sequence. At the top of that sequence, you have to have a treasure card. As I say, there's 6 in there out of the 50 cards. Now, as well as that, that's how Jack will win. He needs to have 3 different treasures. So he's got to get the goose at the top of a beanstalk, the harp at the top of a beanstalk, and the gold at the top of a beanstalk. For the giant wins differently. He has got to get the fee, fi, fo, fum cards into an order. Now, he can win by having them horizontally on the stacks. He doesn't actually draw them for himself, unlike Jack and his beanstalks. He's got to have them in the stacks, either at the front of 4 different stacks, so fee, fi, fo, fum, or in any combination of that, so fum, fee, fo, fi.
This is how I nearly got you to win, wasn't it?
Yeah, they don't have to be in the right fee, fi, fo, fum order. As long as those 4 cards are at the front of a stack.
They can be across the front of the stack, or they can be in a stack but all together.
They can
that
be
was
in a
that was
vertical
the one I didn't know.
Yeah, and they don't have to be at the front of a stack to do that, unlike the horizontal way of winning.
Yeah.
They could be in the middle of a stack as long as they are in an unbroken line.
Yeah, and you could just be discarding beanstalk cards from in between them and getting yourself to win that way.
Yeah, because the giant has 3 options that he can do on his turn. He can move exactly 4 front cards from the front of one stack to another stack.
Yeah.
He can move 2 cards individually, front stack to front stack, or he can discard any single beanstalk card anywhere in the castle stacks.
Is it only 1?
Only 1 if I discard.
Right. Okay.
Whereas Jack also has options, very different. He can do 3 things every turn, but he can move a card from the front of a stack to the front of a stack, from the back of a stack to a front of a stack, from a front of a stack to the beanstalk, or from the back to a beanstalk. But he can't move front to back.
Apart from on the very first move, Jack gets like a 3 move, and he can do it then. That's what I remember from the thing.
And Jack always takes the first turn, doesn't he?
Yeah. Now this is what is so. What you just described, it might be difficult for people to really visualize, but the main thing is that each time the giant gets a turn, he gets to do one pretty big thing.
Yeah, unless he moves the 2 cards separately, but the other 2 things...
That's still pretty big. That's 2 cards from one stack going to different things. Whereas Jack, he gets to do 3 different things. So basically, Jack is running around doing fast things, whereas the giant is stamping around doing big things and
trying to whack him with a club of a big movement.
Basically, so that is why I thought this was thematic.
Yeah,
we like you're saying, they play asymmetrically, but I think it's very good with the theme.
Yeah, I think the actual options open to you are very, very fitting with that idea of the giant basically battling the little thief.
Yeah.
The sneaky little thief.
Yeah,
As you can tell, I was the giant when we played.
Yeah.
And Richard won.
Yeah, I've got a gold, a goose, and a harp now.
Your mother was very proud of you.
Mm.
But this was quite a fun little game. I think once we started playing, we knew what we were doing very quickly. We knew what our options were very quickly, and then it played very quickly as well. But I didn't have to spend ages trying to think about what I was going to do on my turn, and neither did you. It was quite intuitive in knowing what we were going to do, and it felt like there was always options.
Yeah, you had plenty to decide between, didn't you?
Yeah.
And like, I was a bit surprised by how quickly it was over. I did think if we played it again and you were the giant or I was the giant, you didn't do any discarding, did you?
No, I basically, when we played, I pretty much stuck to... I was planning to do a discard, but then the game ended. But I was spending a lot of my time doing either the individual moving of 2 cards or moving the stack of 4 from one stack to another stack.
Yeah, you moved the fee fi foes really well, but if you had done some discarding earlier on, I think I would have found it difficult in the later game.
Yeah.
Because I would be really trying to get cards with some numbers. If you discarded all the low numbers or something, or beanstalks, then I'd be able to start really high.
I think one of the things about this game is that the early round really favours Jack.
Yeah, because you can just pick
there's so
any
many
old
options.
beanstalk card and put them down. Yeah.
The later game, that balance of power swings more towards the giant because as Jack's options for building the beanstalks become smaller, that discard option becomes really powerful.
Yeah.
And it's then easier with less cards in there to get the fee fi fo fum cards into the right order, because obviously Jack can't do anything. He can move those cards, but he can't discard those cards or take those cards out of the stack. So they're always there for the giant to use. And in a likewise manner, I can move the treasure cards around, but I can't draw those out. But I can use the treasure cards to block some of your options of the beanstalks. So there is quite a few different options. You can make me ways
to move, can't you? Yeah.
And vice versa, you can do that with me. So there's quite a lot of options there to play aggressively or defensively.
Yeah, I thought I was going to have to block you a lot more. I was on the way to starting doing blocking moves for your fee fi fo fun cards, but then I realised that I could actually finish off the building beanstalk.
Yeah. I did make a few moves to block you getting certain beanstalk cards earlier on in the game, but then stopped doing that and started focusing more on like mass movements of the stacks of cards to get to my fee fi fo fun cards, and there I wasn't playing defensively enough. So there is definitely a mix you have to play of this with aggressive and defensive, and I like that in a game. And I like, I say, that the fact that there are always those options there. So this is a game that I really enjoyed 2-player as a very fast-moving game.
It's only 2-player, isn't it?
It is only 2-player.
It's a fairy tale that has 2 characters.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not the sort of game where you would expand it with house rules to add more players. This is an out-and-out 2-player game that it's got some lovely artwork, very easy to understand. I would recommend this as a nice filler game.
Yeah,
when you're having a coffee with somebody, you just sit down and get it out and play it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take up much space, so you could easily play this at the pub.
You could do, yeah. You do need a bit of space for it, but not too much. It's not as much as that Universum one that we did, Multi-Universum. Definitely not as much as Tiny Epic Western, which takes half your life to play that. But we've been doing a few filler games lately. It's not really something that I would... Well, I think it's because we've been basically travelling more into... And we have been in like pubs and different places where these little filler games are just right, isn't it? Because like when we're here, we might as well get out Descent or something. It's like...
But, Meeples on tour. We bring out
yeah,
we bring out the small filler games and sometimes we've only got time to grab a coffee somewhere, haven't we? So we can play some of these. And this game is ideal for that sort of travel situation because you don't need many players, because it doesn't take up much space, and because it's fast. You can stop off on your travels somewhere at a pub for a bite to eat and get this out and have a quick play before you get back in the car.
I'm always surprised by how much I enjoy these games once we play them. I never really feel like them so much, but then I always tend to think, oh, that's actually quite good when we play them. And that's another one where I thought that.
So you'd recommend this as well?
Yeah, as a filler game. Yeah.
So there we are. Meeples on tour. Bring the fee, bring the fi, the foe, but maybe leave the fun.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the fun.
And we have no choice but to take the blood of an Englishman.
Farewell, Quester. To find out about other productions by the Meddlesome Meeples, then check out our channel or rendezvous with us at meddlesomemeeples.com. Until next time, Quester, farewell and keep thine axe sharp.